Morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Apologise that I'm not able to go live at the moment on Zoom. For some reason, there's some problems with it, so we don't let that stop us. We continue. And so today I wanted to record the announcement in many ways of the phase of the project that I haven't really spoken about in the community. So this community is about ambassadors of change. It's also about people who maybe haven't ever thought that they are an ambassador, that they are here to help transform our community, to transform our world. And the way that we transform our world is by each of us taking responsibility, accountability, and empowering ourselves by going within. When we go within and do the work, we then start shining our light. And as we shine our light, we attract different people. And as we attract those different people, we build communities based on our attraction in many ways. And so I know a couple of people have been wanting to know, well, what is this group all about? And what are we here for? It really does depend on yourself and where you're at internally. Now, because our education system has never enabled us to really step into ourselves, it means that many of us are still looking outside of ourselves for the answers and for the clues and to help us to move forward. So I wanted to be really clear on why I set this group up, and also what else, and the tools, the different tools that are gifts back to humanity. So some of you may have heard me mention that in my videos. I've got gifts, S. So I've talked about the storytelling process, and now I'm going to talk about the game. Now, for all my life, I've known that something wasn't right. So I'm trying to really condense all the story into very short bits. So each day I'm sharing with you these issues here that affect all of us. And I'm kind of trying to share, by sharing, is by hopefully you're able to see my journey. So I'm wanting to be transparent and I'm wanting to be authentic, which is why I do live videos. I talk to people often. I've not spoken to people as much recently because my voice has went in January. I think I had a strain of the coronavirus in December. In fact, when I went down to London in November is when I think I attracted it. And so January, I didn't have a voice, so my voice had completely gone, and I know the importance of my voice right now in sharing with you all the work that I've been doing for the last 52 years. So I know this time is really important. So I do apologise if I can't have a one-to-one with you in terms of conversation, but you will know that when I get talking, sometimes my voice goes and you can see it. So I'm wanting to maximise as much as possible by doing videos, and hopefully by doing that, you're getting to your answers are getting answered as well. But if there's anything that you want to ask me, then do write me a note, and when I do the video, I will hopefully answer it. So let's start. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight today was I played the game, and it wasn't intentional with Joy this week, and it wasn't intentional the way that it happened, but I'm hoping that you can understand what I'm saying. Each of us have got all these issues in common. That's the first thing. So we've got time, money, health, personal development, hopes and dreams, legacy, contribution. All that relates to all of us. These tools are about a manual of how do we explore these issues within ourselves, because we've all got them in common. So right from birth to right now, we've got all these issues in common. What we do with the book process, which I've got somewhere, I think it's here. What we do in the book process is that we go through this book process, and we've got pictures in there, and we've got a space for people to write. We go through this process to put us all onto the same page. So it's kind of like the bridge of transition. And the book process helps us to get onto the bridge. So we're all on the same bridge, and we all go through the same process. As we go through that process, we are addressing the imbalances in these areas. We're exploring with our hearts, not just with our head concept, but with our hearts. it's difficult for me to share more with you about this process. It's about going through it. We don't learn just through the mind. This is about learning with the heart. So it's a feeling process. And that's what we've not had. We've not had an emotional intelligence training, if you will, or experiences in our education system. So what we're creating is a school of facilitators of change, and you're part of that school. You're part of that school because you've been through the system, which means you have a story. So that's it. So as we sit and we share our story, we start connecting on the heart level. So it's exercising the heart. This is a training for the heart, and you as an ambassador of change are being called to come and share your story in order for us to exercise this heart. As we exercise the heart, we exercise our compassion for each other, for humanity. And as we do that, we recognize each other. Let me read the first part of the book, which is a bit of a poem. This journal is a handheld gift back to humanity. Pause throughout and reflect your thoughts and feelings. To suffer in silent desperation is not your purpose. This is your chance to make a difference by raising your inner voice for you, your family, and friends. You have the choice to break the silence. Will you take my hand? That's the first introduction. Now, that page goes into every book. So it's every book that goes into, because it's an invitation. This is an invitation to everybody to take the hand and to be able to help through this transition that we're currently going through. So at the end, when we come out of all this, you will be equipped to be able to continue this work by helping people to come through the school that invites them to come through the school as a student, but where they leave as the teacher. Because one of the things that we've been so set up against each other, competing against each other. This isn't about competing. This is about sharing a process with another human being in order to be able to exercise compassion. Now, if you're resonating with that and you think, yeah, do you know what, that's what I want to do, I want to jump in first, then please do comment below or message me, because we are going to be holding a Tell Your Story process. And because we're holding it in this community, it means you're all going to get to witness how this process works, because people are going to reflect their journey in this community. We have to step up into, we don't have to. This is your invitation to step up into being the leader that you were meant to be. This is about detoxing all the experiences that we've had and putting them into a logical feeling process, a making sense. It makes sense that when you go through the process and you hear other people, it makes sense. That's the first part for today. The second part for today is about the spiral. Now, my hair today is very, as you can see, it's very, very spirally. And normally I wouldn't talk about my hair. However, sometimes the reason why I'm saying it is sometimes the obvious things that are right in front of us aren't so obvious. And so for all my life, my hair has been a bit of a challenge in a very damp climate. But the spiral is a very unique pattern. And when this game was given to me, I literally just started to write. When you go through the book writing process, this writing process, you are automatically writing. It's an automatic writing process that you get to learn as you're going along. So this process, just go through it. Don't question it up here. It will become clear as you go through it. This automatic writing process, why wasn't I mention that? So when I was doing the game, I literally just drew a circle and I put some days of the week, and that was it. What you're going to see is what came out, and I didn't see it. It wasn't as obvious. Let me see if I can share the screen. This might not be so obvious to do without glasses on. Let's put my glasses on and see if we can. So let's see. So hopefully you're able to see that. So I was given I was just given a gift. I was given the visual of nurturing seedlings to reach their full potential. And I've just pressed the wrong thing, so you're not going to be able to see that. And so nurturing seedlings to reach their full potential was the gift that I was given in a dream. And I haven't got a clue what I was doing at all. Not that it mattered, because I was so busy that I literally just went along the flow of this. So as you can see on the screen, nurturing seedlings to reach their full potential. I didn't know how I was going to do that. I didn't think about how I was going to do it. I just felt my way through. And I don't know if you're like me, but I just felt that humanity was really sad. I felt it as soon as I came to this planet. I just felt that something wasn't quite right. And for all my life, I've always felt that. And I wanted to do something about it. I wanted people to be happy. I wanted them to, just to feel happiness from inside, a real innocence. And it's only recently that I wondered, before all this happened, I was thinking, I wonder if I'll ever get back to that innocent child who just wanted everybody to be happy. And it's interesting, because I feel like I've grown, because normally I would cry when I feel that, but I feel as though this is the time where we can do this. We can do this, but the way that we do it is by going within. That, as you can see on this image, the seedling is there. The seedling is us. It's each and every single one of us. Our inner being is the seedling. And what we've got across the seedling is these shapes. We've got the lightning, the clock, the rainbow, the sun. I call that the undergrowth, the star, and the cloud. And that's what we have. It's kind of like, these are all the things that we've got in common. Can you believe that? 6 little things that we've got in common, but yet they're massive, and the things that we've not been taught. And so I was gifted the book with these symbols in, to talk about, how we spend our time, to talk about money, and the fact that we compete against each other, that we all go to school, we go to maybe college and university, and we get our degrees, and then that gives us status, and it gives us more income, and we're able to do more things, and do these things bring us happiness? And what about our hopes and dreams? What about those dreams that we had as a child that maybe we haven't made manifest? What about them? What about our health? When our health is compromised with stress being the biggest killer, that everything is triggered by stress, that if we to stay out of this fight and flight mode, but yet our bodies are in this fight and flight constantly, so we never get to a place of relaxation and peace. What about the personal development? What about, who tells us that actually education doesn't stop when we finish schooling, that learning is continuous, that it's not just within education, it's constant? And what about planning and goals? Most of us only ever plan our holiday. Maybe that's what you used to do before all this started to take place right now, that all your planning time was only about where you're going to go on holiday for the year, or how many people are coming around for Christmas dinner. These are some of the issues that come out in this process. So they're not light issues. They're about us, and they go within. They're about, actually, who am I? And that's the process. It's being able to dissect different aspects of our lives, to be able to look at ourselves as a whole, and to forgive ourselves. There's no blame here. We're not blaming anybody. We're just taking responsibility for who we are. And so the book is the manual, because we go through it and it becomes our manual. It becomes, I'm here to do this. And then when I developed this 20 years ago, I was kind of thinking, I need it to be quicker though. And that was my ego. That was my impatience. I was like, I just want this world to happen. I just want us to be in peace and harmony and love, and really recognize each other, and having deep conversations. And so I was really keen. I was like, come on everybody, come and tell your story. And people did come along, but then they didn't share that experience with other people. They kind of like did a little bit, but not really, come on everybody. And so I was kind of thinking, oh, do you know what? This is too slow. I need something. And I was kind of like asking up to my higher self, to God's source universe, that can we have something that is a bit quicker, something that can get people who are so busy, to help them to look at what is present. And so that's when the game Empower in an Hour came about. Let's see if it's a bit bigger on the other page. I don't think it is actually. That's when I invited Empower in an Hour. And I'm hoping you can still see this because I don't know what's going on the screen. And there we go. Empower in an Hour came about. And this is the game. And so these same symbols around the left-hand side, as you can see, but all I was doing was getting it into some kind of a structure and some kind of an order that we could unravel the game. But what I didn't realize as I drew the circle, I didn't realize I'd drawn a spiral. And it was only when the designer designed it that I realized, oh my goodness, this is the spiral. If you look at a seedling and you see it growing, it grows out of the spiral. The spiral is a powerful symbol in our world. So my innocence of just going with the flow and trusting has allowed all this to unfold. It's allowed it to take its rightful place and unfold. This is a process that is for you. These tools are gifts back to you. I had to work out how can I give these to humanity, where humanity realizes that these tools are not only going to empower them, but they're going to empower them to become, not just from the student point of view, but to be the teacher, to enable other people. So that's the game. And yesterday I was talking to Judith, who's in the community, and Joy messaged at the same time and said, can this be put online so that we can really gift it out to the world? So if you want to play, that's the first thing, then message down below and say, yeah, I want to be empowered in an hour. And we'll organise that and we get feedback. I'd like feedback from you if I've been empowered in an hour. I ask for a donation. I don't actually ask for a donation. Thank you, Joy, for your donation and highlighting the importance of exchange, because it is about being able to exchange. So a donation is very welcomed to go through this process and for you to be able to experience what it's like to be empowered in an hour. And also as well to see where it goes. So at the moment, I'm looking for somebody who's able to create an app. And I don't know, I'm just going to announce as we're going along the stages that it's at, but it's going to be an app that people will be able to download and play. And then there'll also be a version where facilitators will take people through the process if they want to be facilitated. So to become a facilitator, you need to go through the manual process, which is the tell your story process, the book process. So if that's sounding like you and you're wanting to take part, then includingyouformula.com is where you need to be. If you go onto the Including You Formula page and register, you'll get the first 5 chapters for free. It is actually £5 a chapter for the process. Don't let money be the reason why you don't do this process. We can work it out. It's not about the money. It's about getting this out there, but it's also about recognizing that this is about exchange. And what you're going to discover is probably going to be not what you're going to expect at all. But you have to go through the steps in order to be able to know what is the outcome and how this is going to help so many people in now, but also into our future. This is about resetting the way that we've always done things. So if you're ready to jump in right now, you might be thinking, I'm not too sure. If you're ready to jump in, go to includingyouformula.com, register. You'll get 5 days of the Tell Your Story process. I will be accelerating that. So I may, if once you've emailed and you email me back your first chapter, then I will be possibly sending you the whole of the storytelling process so that we can just get as many people through the process of telling their story in order to be able to bring about people that are ready then to facilitate the game. So I'm excited. I hope you are too. This is just probably the best time, I think, in history. I'm going to stop share there because I think the video is going to be funny. But I really just want to say to you that I don't know what is going to come out in our process. All I know is that each of us have to the reset button has been pressed. This is now down to each of us to get to know each other. And as we get to know each other and build our confidence in each other as we grow, This is time crucial. It really is, because we don't know how long we're going to have the internet for. I just, in my heart, as I well up, I can feel, I just, I just believe in you. I believe in everybody who watches this video. I really, really do. And I know for humanity, this is about us getting onto the same page so that we can blast through mistrust and trust each other, so that it doesn't matter, that we fear nothing other than fear itself. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. And I'm sad that it's a recording, but at least we get the opportunity to share some space and time together. I look forward to hearing your stories from today of sharing good news, and any comments underneath will be absolutely fantastic. I love you all so much, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.